Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I have the Hami melon, also known as the Chinese Hami melon or the snow melon. However, on a couple websites I found melons which look pretty much like this under the name Persian melon. I mean, yeah, it's quite similar to the Persian melon I already reviewed. And also the different Hami melons I could find online, they all looked very different. Well, and then I found out that there are over 100 varieties of this variety, so 100 sub-varieties of the Hami melon. Well, this here is from Uzbekistan, and for sure the most expensive melon I've ever bought. It might even be the most expensive piece of fruit I've ever bought. At 11 euro, that's what, almost $13. I don't think I've ever bought any piece of fruit that expensive. Maybe some giant watermelons which were not much cheaper, but I don't think I've ever bought a single piece of fruit which was over 10 euro before. But I really wanted to try this. They sell it by the kilogram, 2 euro for 1 kilogram, and this is 5.5 kilograms, or what would this be? About 12 pounds. So 12 pounds for 12 and a little bit of dollars, or 5.5 kilograms for 11 euro. The different Hami melons I saw in this Turkish shop they all had those spots here. It said that Hami melon can be white or pinkish or orangish, and not all varieties must have spots. In this one, there were some where the spots, well, those spots here are mold, and here there are some, yeah. This one is probably also rotten inside, but I tried to find the ripest fruit. Well, the ones which were the hardest and not smelling at all had green spots. Like the base color was the same, but the spots were green. Then there were some very interesting. Some spots were bright orange, but others were still green. And then the ones where I think they are ripe, all the spots were pretty much orange. And in this one, some of those spots are already turning brownish. I'm talking about those spots with the bright color. The really dark brown spots are, as I said, mold and rot, but usually I think better a half rotten fruit than a half ripe fruit, because when it starts rotting, usually it's also already quite ripe and much tastier. Now let's try and cut this Hami melon with one hand. Well, at least it seems to be pretty soft. First the smell. Yeah, it's considered a type of musk melon, and the smell is not very strong, but there is a smell. There is a musky melon smell to it. So yeah, we'll let it stand as a musk melon. It's pretty soft. Very good sign. Oops. That means that it is ripe. Oy. Yeah, look at that. Very thick flesh. Oh yeah. Yeah, the inside is smelling really nicely of melon. Not very musky. I wonder if it's one of those mix between the musk melons and the non-musky melons, because the smell reminds me of those melons which don't have a pronounced smell, but also reminds me of a musk melon. So this could be something in between, actually. Now let's try it. Usually with most fruits, the part at the tip is the tastiest, while the part next to the stalk is the least tasty. So let's try the tastiest part. Wait, stop. Well, come on. Let's see if I'll be able to cut this melon. Okay. Very thick, translucent flesh, yeah. Translucent also means that it's really ripe. Yeah, the smell is not too musky, something between musk melons and non-musk melons. Yeah, this thing is ripe. Not extremely sweet, but pretty sweet. with the flavor of honey. Yep, there is a mild honey flavor to it. What can I say? It doesn't really taste like so much like a musk melon. It tastes more like a honey melon with a little bit of musky taste. Yeah, basically like a mix. I wonder if those the two varieties, honey melon and musk melon, can mix, or if this is just a musk melon which doesn't have a very pronounced musky taste. Let's try a bit closer to the peduncle. Oh yeah, here it seems to be a little bit crunchier, but just a little bit. Yeah, it's still nice and tasty. I would say this one is a good melon. Don't know if I can call it an exceptional melon. I would have liked it to be a little bit sweeter. I guess it was picked before it was completely ripened. I guess it's come from Uzbekistan, so I guess it's coming on the new Silk Road. We are getting a couple different melon varieties from Uzbekistan nowadays. Also, the Persian melons don't come from Iran for political reasons, but from Uzbekistan. Yeah, so near the stalk, near the peduncle, it's crunchy and less sweet. This part is very sweet, pretty sweet. I wouldn't say very sweet. I've eaten sweeter melons than this. Yeah. So basically, yeah, quite a nice ripe sweet melon, not too ripe and not too sweet. And I think what seems to be typical of this variety is a musk melon with a very mild musky smell and taste. Quite interesting. Yeah, the most expensive piece of fruit I've ever bought, but I regret nothing because I'll have a lot of melon to eat now. So folks, this was the Chinese Hami melon, or snow melon, from Uzbekistan in this case. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful city of Mannheim and from the beautiful country of Uzbekistan I've never visited. And of course, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.